Can you believe it? I am here. I am back on my channel with crafting and cooking. If you're interested in wondering where I've been and what I've been up to, head over to my Malou Vlogs channel. You'll be able to see what I've been up to and where I've been, and I'm just more than happy to say that I am back. So I'm excited to start off this video with recreating one of Crumbl's cookies. So I will say this, I did try going to Crumbl before I left for Phoenix, but they were closed. I didn't realize they were closed on Sundays. I did end up stopping at a Crumbl while I was in Phoenix. I don't know that I enjoyed it as well. I was going through a little bit of a dehydration process, but I do want to let you know that I made it back, and you can see this beautiful, beautiful lemonade cookie. So that is what we're going to recreate today. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got the ingredients ready to go, and I am just so happy to be back. Can I just first really express my gratitude for all of those who have stuck around, did not unsubscribe because there was no activity over the last couple of months, but I'm here, I'm back, and I'm ready to get started. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to begin, we have 2.5 cups of flour. We have half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so all we're gonna do is just whisk that together, get these dry ingredients well incorporated, and then we're going to go ahead and move to our butter and cream cheese. Okay, so that should be enough. Let's set that aside. Okay, so I forgot to show you this portion. In a separate bowl, add 3/4 of a cup of softened butter, and then also 1/4 cup softened cream cheese. You can just leave them out at room temperature, and then just go ahead and mix it. Remember to go ahead and scrape the bowl. Make sure you've got all of that mixed well. And you want to have it kind of like a whipped consistency, very soft. That's really good. So now to this, I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar. And this is 1 1/4 cups of sugar. Let's go ahead and mix this up really well. All right, let's go ahead and scrape the sides. And mix this up really good. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our eggs. And we've got 2 eggs. We have 1 teaspoon of vanilla, zest of 2 lemons. So it's basically 2 tablespoons of the zest, of the lemon zest. And then we also have the juice of a lemon, and that was equivalent to 2 tablespoons. So let's go ahead and mix that up really well. Let's go ahead and scrape the sides. As you can tell, that is nice and creamy. What I'm going to do is move my wet ingredients into a larger bowl. I did this last time. I end up forgetting to start with a smaller bowl when I'm mixing my dry ingredients, but that's all right. I think I just need to buy 2 large bowls, and that way I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we have our large bowl. Well, I've gone ahead and put all our wet ingredients in, and we're going to slowly add the flour mixture to it. And then just mix it on low speed. Okay, so there is our cookie dough. It is soft, so I'm hoping that it doesn't spread too much, but the cookie is pretty big. I think what I'm going to do is put it in the refrigerator for a little while and just let it harden for a little bit.
I covered up the bowl with plastic and placed it into the refrigerator for about 45 minutes.
I just pulled the dough out of the refrigerator, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. As you can tell, it's still a little sticky, so I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on my hands just so that I can work the dough a little better. Now the cookies at Crumbl are a little big, and I'm hoping that this dough does not spread too much. Actually, I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on there, crying out loud, just to kind of, I still think that it should be bigger, so I'm going to try adding a little more dough. I think that's better. And all I'm doing is just making them into a little ball. Like I said, they are a little sticky, so you may want to add a little more flour, but I'm just adding it to the outside of the cookie, the outside of the dough. Kind of want to add a little bit more. There we go. I'm hoping they don't spread too much. I think next time I'll add just a little more flour. And this is a soup spoon, so that's about 2 scoops worth. And I'm going to go ahead and bake these first and see how they turn out. Save the rest of the dough, so if I do actually need to add more flour, then I will. So here are 2, and here are the other 2. I'm going to put them in the top rack. And you can see those are the cookie dough balls that I left them, hoping that they will spread on their own. And those I have kind of like helped along. I'm kind of thinking that I need to hold them down. So I have it set at 325, and I'm going to set the timer for 13 minutes.
I did make too much frosting, so you'll want to cut this recipe in half for the amount of cookie dough that we've prepared. And also, you'll see what I did. I did this step first instead of the butter.
Right, so we are going to start with 4.5 cups of powdered sugar. Now that sounds like a lot, so let's just kind of go with it. Okay, so to that we are going to go ahead and add our lemon zest, and that's just from half a lemon. Okay, it's about 1.5 teaspoons. We are then going to add the lemon juice. I'm actually going to pull out my mixer here in just a minute. And then I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and we can always add more if we need it.
So as I kept mixing it, I couldn't figure out why it was so dry, and this is when I realized that I forgot to do the butter first. So let's go ahead and move on to that.
Okay, so we need 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks, and they are at room temperature. They've been softened, they're soft, and that's what you want to work with. So let's whip this up, and then we can add the rest of it. Hopefully I'm able to salvage this. Okay, so I switched bowls. I'm going to go ahead and whip this butter just a little bit more. Okay, now as you saw, I had mixed my ingredients with the powdered sugar. I'm gonna go ahead and add it in and just keep whipping it. Hopefully I can just salvage what I did. Go ahead and see if we can fix this. I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the rest. This is definitely working. I am just going to need to add a little more whipping cream to it. So let's keep going. Okay, so I went ahead and scraped the sides. I'm gonna whip this up just a little bit more. I tasted it. What I'm gonna do, I love the lemon flavor, but I want it just a little zestier. So this is what I'm using, the McCormick's Pure Lemon Extract. I'm gonna pour it into the lid because I really don't wanna overpower this. It just needs a tiny little bit more. So just a tiny little drizzle. I'm gonna put that in there, whip it up. This is optional. You do not have to have it. This has a phenomenal flavor just the way it is. I am just going to add a drop or two of the yellow, just to kind of give it a little more coloring to it. Look at how beautiful this bright yellow frosting is, and it tastes so tangy and amazing. I can't wait to put it on the cookie.
Okay, so the cookies are done. Now these are the ones that I had pressed down on the cookie dough, and as you can tell, they look absolutely perfect. They baked up really nice. They did spread just a little, so I'm glad that I flattened them out a little. And then these are the cookies that I left in the ball form. And as you can tell, those just rose upward and spread just a tiny bit. So we will definitely be patting them down. And let's go ahead and let these cool.
Okay, so I do want to show you the difference between the one I patted down and the one I just kind of left as a ball. So as you can tell, this one looks more like the Crumbl cookie versus this one, when it baked with a little bit of a dome on top. So either way, they absolutely turned out beautiful. And let's go ahead and get these frosted. Okay, so let's go ahead and test the size. Like I said, this is like a dessert plate. This is the original Crumbl cookie, and it fits right into that little, you can see carved out little spot there. So that is the Crumbl cookie, and this is the one I baked. And look at that, it is almost identical in size. So it was definitely a great batter. So look at the bottom of this one, and this is the bottom of that one. So let me turn that over really quick. So this one browned just a little bit more. It still feels to be a soft cookie. Let's go ahead and frost this one and put our little lemon slice on there. I'm just going to go ahead and spread this right over the top of the cookie. And then put our beautiful little lemon slice on there. So now the color of the frosting, theirs looks like a little bit brighter yellow versus mine. But let's go ahead and check out the taste and the texture. I baked the lemonade Crumbl cookie, and let me tell you, it smells so good. So as I was showing you, this is the Crumbl cookie. If the lighting is too bright, there we go. And you can see their frosting is a little brighter, like a brighter yellow. And this is the one that I baked. And again, their lemon slice is a little bigger, excuse me. So let me go ahead and cut into this, and I'll compare the texture and the taste. Okay, so this is the Crumbl one. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right in half. Here is the inside. They are a soft baked cookie, so the inside, I don't want to say is doughy, it's just very soft. And then here is the one that I made. I'm going to do a side by side so you can see. So this is a crumble one. If you look at the inside, it almost looks kind of doughy, and then this is the one that I baked. So there is a slight difference. And let me go ahead and break this one. So I should do this right here so you can see what I'm doing. I absolutely love the frosting on this one. It is so, so good. And that's the crumble one. I want to see if I can taste the cookie without the frosting and see if it has, what kind of flavor it has. If it's lemony or a little bit more of a sugar cookie. So this is a piece of cookie without the frosting. Just as I thought. The flavor for this particular cookie is in the frosting. The cookie itself tastes like a sugar cookie, just not as sweet, but it is a little plainer. So the recipe that I gave you, the lemon is going to be in both the frosting and the cookie itself. So here's a piece of cookie without frosting. There's definitely a lemony zest into that. And then of course, with the frosting itself, it is almost spot on. That is so good. So if you are craving a lemonade crumble cookie, definitely use my recipe. The cookie crumbles the same. Actually, I think mine crumbles just a little more. Like I said, it's a soft baked cookie, so the inside of theirs is just a little doughier, but the flavor is just out of this world. I love the lemony zest that's coming through there, and it's just so, so good. So like I said, use 2 scoops of like a regular soup spoon, and then pat it down a little to kind of give it the size of the cookie to it won't naturally spread. As you could tell, it was a little bit of a dome with just putting it on the cookie tray as a round cookie dough circle. That was a lot. Anyway, you guys, I had an enormous amount of fun putting this together for you. If there is a crumble cookie recipe that you want me to recreate for you all, please let me know. I had so much fun. This was a great way to come back to my channel. Expect a lot more. I'm going to try and keep up, or at least catch up with the ones that I had already started and did not get a chance to finish before all this upheaval happened. But definitely let me know. I miss you all. I am so grateful to be back home. I'm so grateful to be back here on Crafting and Cooking. So anyway, you guys enjoy baking. Again, leave a comment below. Let me know what cookie you want me to recreate, because this was a blast. Anyway, you guys, I will see you all next time. Bye. Crumble's cookies. Now, I tried going before I left for Phoenix. I will say this, I've been gone for a couple of months in actually Phoenix, and and that was also about 2.5 teaspoons. Oh shoot, it should have been 2 tables. Okay, so this is what I'm using, the McCormick's Pure. I feel like I haven't done this in so long.
Thank you all for watching, and as always, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Love you all. Until next time.